Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanika Lane and today I have a new video for you guys. Today I'm going to show you guys how to highlight and contour. This is the steps and the stuff I use to highlight and contour. It's pretty simple. So yeah, we're going to get right into this video. Okay guys, so right now I have some of my makeup done. I have foundation on and I have my brows done. So we're gonna go into highlighting and contour. That's the next step I do after I apply my foundation. For today, I'm gonna use something that's super simple, super cheap, because this is for beginners. So I have two concealers right here. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in satin finish. So we have the shade Deep Cinnamon and the shade, let's see, Rich Ebony. So these concealer retail for $6. I picked these up about a week ago and I've been doing my makeup with them ever since because I think they were super easy to use, to blend. You can find a decent amount of shade that will work for you. And especially for a beginner, you don't want to go with something super expensive and then you find out that you don't like the concealer or something like that. Like these, the consistency is very lightweight, a little on the liquid side but not too thick, so you honestly could work with this concealer and it's not too hard to work with. It's super cheap and I think it's what do you call it, a very affordable and helpful concealer to use to highlight and contour with. So yeah, my original routine used to be this foundation stick by Smashbox and any drugstore concealer I could find, and usually work for me, but since I want to do this for beginner, I found some cheaper options and they have a decent range of concealers that will work for you. Okay, so we're going to start with contouring and I'm going to use the shade Ebony, Rich Ebony by this e.l.f. Concealer. So I'm going to go in and apply it. So you want to apply your concealer around your hairline to give it that dimension, because obviously everyone's face is not the same shade. And then you want to go in right on your cheekbone. You don't want to go underneath your cheekbone or over your cheekbone. You want to go right on your cheekbone. It just helps it sit better in your face, and it also gives you a lift instead of like a droopy face. It gives you a lift if you put the contour right on your cheekbone. And then you also want to apply, well, if you want to contour your nose, which some people really don't want to, or some people do, you would definitely apply it on the bridge of your nose. Follow from here, from this part of your eye, and then just go right down to the bridge of your nose. You might want to curve it depending on how your nose is shaped, and you want to do that. And then one extra step I like to do is I like to add it right under my bottom lip just to make my lip look a little bigger. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and apply our darker shade on the outside perimeter of our face. Get my hair out the way. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to go to my bridge of my nose. I'm going to curve it a little bit. I always get my lines so crooked, but it's fine. And I'm going to go right under my lips. So now I'm going to go and highlight, and I'm going to highlight under my eyes. I like to go right under and do like this little U dip, and then bring it down, and then fan it out. And do it on this side. Go around the eyes, bring it down, and fan it out. I need some more. And also like to go down the bridge of my nose. Since I contour it, I would like to highlight the bridge of it. And Now, for the forehead, you don't want to go and highlight the entire forehead. Back in the day, that used to be a thing. I like to just go right in the middle of my brows right here and highlight that. And that works perfectly fine for me. And then I'm going to do my chin. So now, we're going to talk about setting powder. I have two types of setting powder. I have this Sacha Banana Cup setting powder. It's a yellow powder. Let's focus that. And I love this powder. It's for women of color. I also have a translucent powder, and this is the RCMA translucent powder. And this is a white powder, but you should not be afraid of using this. If you're going to use a translucent powder or a white powder, whatever, make sure it is honestly finely milled. And you could tell that this is a finely milled. Let me open it up right here. It's a really thin, fine powder. Like, you can't even like see how finely milled that is, and that's not going to give you any flashback or anything. It won't look like it's super stock white under your eye. It actually work. So yeah, just make sure if you're using a translucent powder or white powder, make sure it's finely milled. And yeah, so I'm gonna actually use two type of powder, show you guys the difference. I'm gonna use the buttercup over here, and I'm gonna use the RMCA translucent powder. No, can't say that. I'm gonna use the RCMA powder on this side, just to show you guys what they look like. So we're gonna go ahead and blend out our contour, and I like to do this first. So I'm gonna use a sponge, and I'm gonna blend it out. Oh, my sponge, I like to go in with a slightly damp sponge. It's not soaking wet, and it's not dry. So that's what I like to do. I don't like to go in with a dry sponge or a sponge that's super wet. It's slightly damp. I honestly, when I start my makeup, I wash it, not wash it, but like, wet it, rinse it, and I let it sit while I'm doing the rest of my makeup. And when it gets to the point of my concealer and highlight and contouring, it's slightly damp. It's not super wet, And all you're doing is just blending in that product into your skin. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the nose contour. And I like to go in with a brush, any brush, or just grab one that's normally there. And I'm gonna go ahead and blend in this contour on my nose. Oh shoot, I just got stuff in there. I can never make a decent face doing this. My nose, like my mouth is like always open. Just gonna blend that out. On the side of my nose, I like to go up into the eye area over here. Okay, that looks good. So now we're gonna go ahead and blend out the highlight part. I like to leave the under eye for the last, so I'm gonna go in with the chin part first. Go into the forehead and blend that down to the nose. I like to blend this out, like even over my eyes if I don't have any what do you call it, eyeshadow on. So I like to blend this out over my eyes, under my eyes, bring it down, and I like to bring it around here to my temple. You don't really have to do that, it's how you prefer it, and I prefer to bring it around and just blend it out because it gives me a nice lift in my face, as you guys can see. Just gonna blend that out. I like to bring the excess right under my nose too, just to help it out a little. So now I'm gonna go to the other side. And that's it. That's what my face looked like with my contour all blended out. So now we're gonna set, and I don't like to wait too long to set my under eyes because it just help with creasing. So I like to go into my setting powder. So now we're gonna go in first with the white translucent powder, just to show you guys what each powder that I have look like. And like I said, when you're picking your translucent powder, white translucent powder, make sure it's finely milled. And we're gonna go ahead and set under eyes. We're gonna go over here and set. I just like to dab it right where you put that concealer, and I'm not putting too much. You don't want to dab it in either, so that looks pretty good. I might go in with a little bit more. Sometimes I like to let it sit if I'm like doing eyeshadow that I know is gonna mess up my foundation. You can let a little bit sit on there, it's not gonna make a big deal. You'll bring it down the bridge of your nose and blend it out. You see how like you could barely see any powder, like honestly, out of my eye because it's so finely milled. Like it actually doesn't have like a cast or anything to it. When you brush this off or take pictures, you're not gonna have that flashback. So now we're gonna go into our I keep saying banana powder, our buttercup powder, which is more of a yellow terracotta shade. And honestly, I don't know what color terracotta is. It's a yellow shade, and I'm gonna go ahead and set the right side of our face with this. And there we go. I need to set the rest of my face. So the rest of my face I'm just gonna set with this banana powder, set under my chin, my nose, between my eyebrows, and that's where we put the concealer. And set that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and set my contour, and I'm gonna use this True Complexion contour palette from Black Radiance. This is what it looks like inside. It's pretty tore up. I'm gonna use this shade as you guys can see. So we'll go ahead with that contour shade, tap off the excess, and we'll go ahead and basically go over where we put that dark concealer shade and blend it in just to set it. Give you a little definition to your face. Just gonna go a circular motion and blend it in around the forehead. And we did under our lips. And I'm gonna go on the side of our nose. I like to pinch my brush like this. Okay, so guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and brush everything off with my powder brush. I like to dust everything off first. And I'm basically just dusting the powder. I'm swooping it away in like a sweeping motion. And you guys can see the difference. This is where the translucent powder was on, and this is where the buttercup powder, as you guys can see, the buttercup powder gave me basically like a nice little glow under the eyes. It adds a bit of color, but a color that is okay to work with if you're a woman of color. See what I did there? And then the translucent white powder basically just leave the shade of the concealer that I use. As you guys can see, like I feel like I have more of like a lift and brightness on this eye with the buttercup powder, and here it just looks, you know, normal. I like both. I use which one I prefer, but you guys can see the difference. And like I said, if you're gonna use a white translucent powder and you're a woman of color, make sure it's finely milled. Okay guys, so I'm back. I finished the rest of my face, and this is what my contour and highlight looks after I'm done. I'm gonna give you guys some side profiles so you guys can see. So yeah, I want to share you guys this video because I found 2 gems at the store. They are the e.l.f. concealer, and this is, I think, a new concealer they released. It's absolutely awesome. I don't know why I have a British accent right now, or whatever accent it is, but yeah, they're really good, and they're $6 each, and I think that they do a really good job in highlighting and contouring. And I want to make this video more of a beginner level video because I think you know, like you don't want to spend so much money on makeup because you actually are learning how to do it. So I think $6 for concealer is not too bad, and you have a decent variety of shades to choose from. I honestly didn't have a hard time picking out the shades that I think I needed, and yeah, the result is really good. These concealer are easy to blend, and yeah, like I said, the only thing makeup related I think the drugstore brands have perfected are the concealer. So definitely, if you are looking for concealers to try, definitely try the drugstore first before you buy any high-end concealer, paying $30, $29, and it's gonna do the same job as these. And definitely, if you're a beginner, try to use something like these are hydrated, so try to use something more on the liquid side, and then on the thicker side it's going to be easier to blend out, and you're going to get away with, you know, you're going to get away with it. And it's hydrating on the eyes. It's very lightweight, you honestly can't feel it. And yeah, and the powders, like I said, if you're gonna set, well, you have to set your highlight and contour. So the powders I like to use are the Sacha buttercup powder. This is a yellow powder, and it's great for women of color, just because, if you know, not all translucent powder work for us. And another good brand of translucent powder to try is this RCMA powder. This is what it looks like. I think this is like $12 for this full bottle, and I haven't got through half of it. I'm like quarter away of it, and I still have more in here. Like, it's really good. And this is super finely milled powder. Like, it works perfect, and it helps you not have that white cast if you're taking pictures and have flashback. I definitely have picture back in the day, and I have flashback. So those are the 2 powders I like to use. And oh yeah, my contour palette, it's really hard to find a powder to contour with, especially if you're a woman of color, but it's getting easier and easier by the, you know, day. So I use this Black Radiance contour palette, and I only use the contour shade, and I have the medium to dark palette, and it does a really good job. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys do, give this video a thumbs up. If you guys want to see me do any more how-to videos for makeup, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.